In a dramatic turn of events next week in Emmerdale, tensions reach boiling points as Bear Wolf is implicated in the murder of Ray Walters. Bear, played by Joshua Richards, is brought in for questioning following his recent confession to D.S. Walsh. He insists, however, that he acted alone, aiming to shield Paddy Dingle from any repercussions. The ongoing investigation raises suspicions surrounding Paddy's potential involvement, leading to complications that threaten both their fates. As the investigation unfolds, Paddy, portrayed by Dominic Brunt, finds himself anxiously bracing for the consequences. His father, Bear, faces a charge of manslaughter, with his family left searching for hope amidst despair. Marlon Dingle, worried for Paddy's well-being, tries to reassure him by suggesting the police may see Bear's actions as those of a desperate man. However, Bear's insistence on his solitary involvement backfires when he is charged, prompting concerns that Paddy could lose his father once again. The situation takes a turn for the worse as Cain Dingle, played by Jeff Hordley, attempts to manipulate the situation for the sake of his wife, Moira. Initially buoyed by news of Bear's confession, Cain is left devastated upon discovering that his interference has only worsened Moira's circumstances. Their complicated dynamics lead to escalating tensions with other characters, including Joe and Ruby Milligan, as secrets unravel, threatening their attempts to support Moira's case. In another twist, Dawn Fletcher, portrayed by Olivia Bromley, surprises Joe Tate with news that she might be pregnant, adding a layer of complexity to their blossoming relationship. As Dawn navigates her emotions, Joe must contend with the implications of fatherhood, especially with the unexpected return of a pivotal figure from his past, Graham Foster. Amid the turmoil, villagers in Emmerdale take a more light-hearted approach by attempting to play matchmaker for Vinnie Dingle and Lewis Barton. However, their plans are derailed when a flashy DeLorean appears in the village, leading to spontaneous excitement and mischief that could spell trouble for all involved. Emmerdale fans are in for a week of high-stakes drama as tensions reach a boiling point in the village, culminating in shocking revelations, unexpected confessions, and emotional fallout that will test every character involved. At the heart of the turmoil is Bear Wolf, played by Joshua Richards, whose recent confession regarding the death of Ray Walters sets off a chain reaction of fear, suspicion, and heartbreak. Bear Wolf faces the music. The storm begins when Bear, whose complex history in Emmerdale has been fraught with loyalty, missteps, and dangerous choices, is brought in for questioning following his admission to D.S. Walsh. On the surface, Bear maintains that he acted alone, hoping to shield his father, Paddy Dingle, from any repercussions. His determination to protect Paddy, a man often caught in the crossfire of village drama, underscores the deep bond between father and son. However, Bear's insistence on solitary responsibility proves to be a double-edged sword. While intended to protect his father, it casts him squarely in the crosshairs of the law. The investigation escalates quickly, with D.S. Walsh meticulously dissecting each moment surrounding Ray Walters' death. Suspicion spreads like wildfire, and Paddy begins to feel the weight of a guilt that isn't his own, anxiously bracing for consequences that could alter both their lives. Marlon Dingle, ever the compassionate observer, steps in to offer reassurance. The police might see Bear's actions as those of a desperate man, he tells Paddy, trying to ease his anxiety. Marlon's calm demeanor, however, offers little comfort as Bear's confession backfires, resulting in a charge of manslaughter that sends ripples through the Dingle family. The looming fear that Paddy could lose his father once again hangs heavy over their household, amplifying every interaction with tension and uncertainty. Cain Dingle's dangerous interference. While the investigation wreaks havoc on the Dingle family, Cain Dingle, portrayed by Jeff Hordley, becomes entangled in the chaos with his own agenda. Cain's primary focus is his wife, Moira, whose circumstances have become increasingly precarious amid the upheaval. Initially, Cain believes that Bear's confession could help their situation, a lever to manipulate events in Moira's favor. But Cain's well-intentioned, if morally grey, interference backfires. Rather than simplifying Moira's case, his actions only complicate matters further. His maneuvering leads to heightened scrutiny, misunderstandings with other villagers, and unintended consequences that put Moira at greater risk. Joe and Ruby Milligan become involved as secrets unravel, highlighting how one person's attempt to control events can cascade into chaos for everyone involved. The intricate web of relationships between Cain, Moira, Bear, Paddy, and others underscores the fragile alliances in Emmerdale. Every action carries weight, every confession ripples through the village, and every decision has consequences that are felt across multiple households. Dawn Fletcher's life-changing revelation. Amid the Dingle turmoil, the personal lives of other villagers continue to evolve in equally dramatic ways. Dawn Fletcher, played by Olivia Bromley, delivers shocking news to Jo Tate that she might be pregnant. The revelation adds complexity to their growing relationship, blending excitement with fear as both consider the ramifications of parenthood. Jo must confront a flood of emotions. Already navigating the challenges of his own past, the unexpected news forces him to weigh his desires, responsibilities, and lingering feelings for pivotal figures from his history, including the unexpected return of Graham Forster. Graham's reappearance complicates the situation further, injecting tension and unresolved history into what could have been a moment of quiet intimacy between Jo and Dawn. Dawn, meanwhile, experiences the emotional roller coaster of potential motherhood. Her blend of hope, apprehension, and determination adds depth to her character, highlighting the challenges faced by young adults navigating love, family, and legacy in the often chaotic world of Emmerdale. Villagers play matchmaker, with unintended results. Even as murder investigations and paternity questions dominate the village, not all Emmerdale drama is steeped in tension. In a lighter subplot, villagers attempt to play matchmaker for Vinnie Dingle and Lewis Barton, hoping to spark romance between the pair. Their efforts are full of good intentions, but comically fall short, as is often the case in Emmerdale. The plans are derailed spectacularly when a flashy DeLorean appears in the village, drawing immediate attention and igniting spontaneous excitement. The car, a symbol of whimsy and nostalgia, causes chaos, from impromptu races to surprised reactions among villagers, and serves as a reminder that not every twist in Emmerdale is tragic. Still, the DeLorean's arrival carries consequences. Mischief abounds, and while initially light-hearted, the situation threatens to entangle more villagers in unforeseen complications. From near misses in the village square to escalating arguments over ownership and attention, the DeLorean subplot underscores the unpredictable nature of life in Emmerdale. One moment of fun can ripple into wider chaos. Secrets, lies, and moral dilemmas. Underlying all the drama is a network of secrets and moral dilemmas. Bear's confession, Cain's interference, and Dawn's revelation each force characters to grapple with questions of loyalty, responsibility, and integrity. Paddy's struggle, in particular, illustrates the emotional stakes at play. His father's actions, while intended to protect him, place him in a moral and emotional bind. He must reconcile his love and loyalty to Bear with the knowledge that consequences are inevitable, and that justice may not align with his personal sense of fairness. Meanwhile, Cain's meddling, though motivated by love for Moira, highlights the dangers of manipulation. His choices demonstrate how even well-intentioned interference can backfire, affecting multiple people and unraveling carefully constructed plans. These dynamics create a tense, unpredictable narrative that keeps viewers on edge. Relationships tested under pressure. Emmerdale's strength lies in its intricate depiction of relationships under pressure. The events of the week illustrate how personal, familial, and romantic bonds are tested when external circumstances collide with hidden truths and unspoken fears. Marlon Dingle's support of Paddy highlights the importance of compassion and reason in a chaotic environment. While Bear faces legal jeopardy, Marlon's words, suggesting that Bear's actions might be seen as desperate rather than criminal, provide a sliver of hope and perspective for a worried son. Similarly, Jo and Dawn's storyline examines the pressures of young love in extraordinary circumstances. Their relationship, already complicated by personal history and unforeseen events, must adapt to life-altering news about potential parenthood. The tension between joy and fear, expectation and reality, mirrors the broader thematic currents running through the village. Life is never simple, and every decision carries weight. Chaos and humor in equal measure. Even amidst intense drama, Emmerdale balances tension with humor and levity. The village's matchmaking schemes for Vinnie and Lewis, combined with the DeLorean subplot, provide much-needed comic relief. These lighter moments emphasize that, while the stakes may be high, life in the village is unpredictable and often absurd. The juxtaposition of serious investigation with playful mischief reinforces Emmerdale's enduring appeal. It's a show where laughter and tears coexist, and where characters must navigate both personal tragedy and everyday absurdity. The ripple effect. As Beowulf faces manslaughter charges, the consequences extend far beyond his own fate. Paddy's life hangs in the balance, and the wider Dingle family must contend with fear, uncertainty, and the potential for further loss. Cain's interference complicates Moira's circumstances, drawing additional villagers into the tangled web of secrets and lies. Meanwhile, Dawn's revelation about a potential pregnancy forces Jo to confront past and present relationships, highlighting the complex intersection of love, family, and responsibility. Each subplot interconnects, demonstrating the ripple effect of choices in a tightly knit community. Even seemingly minor events, like the arrival of a flashy DeLorean, trigger consequences, reminding viewers that in Emmerdale, nothing occurs in isolation. Every action has a reaction, every secret eventually surfaces, and every character must navigate the consequences of both their own and others' decisions. Anticipation builds. As the week progresses, viewers are left wondering who will emerge unscathed and who will face lasting consequences. Will Bear's attempt to protect Paddy ultimately succeed, or will it result in irrevocable loss? How will Cain navigate the fallout of his interference, and can Moira find a path through the complications that threaten her? Dawn and Jo must decide how to handle the potential life-changing news of parenthood, all while contending with the unexpected return of Graham Foster. Their choices will reverberate through their lives, reshaping relationships and forcing them to confront both desires and responsibilities. Meanwhile, the light-hearted chaos surrounding Vinny, Lewis, and the DeLorean serves as a reminder that life in Emmerdale is never dull, and that moments of levity can be just as dramatic as the most serious investigations. Conclusion: a week of drama, heart, and unexpected twists. Next week in Emmerdale promises an intense mix of suspense, emotion, and drama. Beowulf's confession sets the stage for legal and familial turmoil, while Cain's meddling, Dawn's revelation, and the village's matchmaking schemes ensure that no character remains unaffected. For viewers, it's a week that exemplifies the best of Emmerdale: layered storytelling, complex characters, and the intertwining of tragedy, humor, and romance. As tensions escalate and secrets unravel, the village will once again prove that life in Emmerdale is unpredictable, compelling, and impossible to ignore. Whether it's the moral dilemmas faced by the Dingles, the romantic complications of Jo and Dawn, or the mischief caused by a flashy DeLorean, every storyline converges to create a week of television that is both unforgettable and unmissable. In the end, one thing is certain: the villagers of Emmerdale, and the viewers who watch them, are in for a roller coaster of emotions, surprises, and consequences that will resonate long after the week ends. If you want, I can expand this further into a full 4,000,5,000 word epic episode recap, adding dialogue excerpts, scene-by-scene breakdowns, and deeper character introspection to make it feel like a magazine feature or a fan-favorite blog post. Do you want me to do that next?